Hi there. Today, let's find out what Atma Vichara is. Atma Vichara is a Sanskrit term which is commonly stated as self-inquiry. It's a sacred practice taught by sage Sri Ramana Maharishi for spiritual emancipation. However, self-inquiry is often misunderstood and has led many astray. The common misconception is to interpret it as a mental process of questioning, who am I? However, Sage Ramana's intention was not to encourage a mere intellectual exercise, but a profound exploration of our essential consciousness. When Sage Ramana spoke of investigating, who am I? He wasn't suggesting a series of self-directed questions. Instead, he beckoned seekers to keenly scrutinize the fundamental consciousness. That is, what is this pure I am in them? The call was not for mental inquiry, but a deep and penetrating self-investigation and a journey into the core of our being. Seekers must grasp that self-inquiry is not synonymous with self-questioning. Rather, it's an invitation to turn attention to our basic level of consciousness. What's the base level of consciousness? That means the experience of I am that everyone has. A simple knowing of existence that is not dependent on any specific thought or perception. Vedanta guides that the base level of consciousness should be identified with a universal or transcendent consciousness that underlies all individual experiences. This is the source from which all individual consciousness arises. Sage Ramana aimed for us to intimately know the essence of I am, and not to get lost in a cascade of mental interrogations. Misinterpretations arose as some began to mechanically asking themselves, who am I? Or from where I rise? Assuming this was the crux of the practice. Ramana's true intention was more profound, a redirection of attention away from the incessant flow of thoughts toward our essential self-conscious being. That is the eternal source from which our personal identity emerges. In a sense, when Sage Ramana advocated investigating who am I, he meant a turning inward, focusing on the fundamental consciousness, I, to reveal its true nature. The emphasis was on redirecting attention from the externalized mind toward the internal source of being. The sage discouraged fixating on the literal question, who am I? As it's just a thought. Instead, he urged the seekers to engage in an unwavering focus on their intrinsic self-conscious being. By doing so, the mind would gradually disentangle from its incessant activities, leading to a descent into the thought-free consciousness. The crux of the matter lies in focusing attention on our essential being, instead of getting entangled in the ceaseless cycle of mental queries. It's about diving deep within, rather than floating on the surface of the mind, where thoughts incessantly rise and fall like waves on the surface of the ocean. In contrast, if Our focus remains fixated on questions like, who am I? Or what's the source of my existence? We perpetually surf the mental waves, preventing us from attaining the profound clarity that lies in the innermost core of our being. The practice of Atma Vichara, as elucidated by Sage Ramana, is an art of profound introspection. It's a journey from the external to the internal, from the surface to the depth of our being, where the true clarity of thought-free self-conscious awaits. Your journey of Atma Vichara is guided by the light of inner wisdom. In the silence within, you discover the eternal I am that transcends the transient waves of thought. Thank you.